Damn overachiever getting in like right at the last second. Why is it so important for Ed to get here before 8:15? Is it his confidence?
For me, it
shows.
Now I know if I get called at 8:10, I can't count on it.
Well, what Ed really needs is discipline. The man needs his discipline. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday. So who's going to do Real Estate 101 today? I may do it. If you're on here, do me a huge favor. I'm going to tell a funny story, okay? Today's a great story. So share it on your Facebook and say a great story. I told a few people this story, but before I get into it, as always, we start each show with 60 seconds of gratitude. What are you thankful for this morning? Jish.
Thankful I came back home this morning. Back at the Avalon.
It was damn good to see you there. Damn good to see you there. What are you thankful for, Shorts?
I'm thankful we got everything out of Josh's apartment yesterday.
Was that a comfortable or uncomfortable situation?
Comfortable.
Y'all had to bring Weatherman. I bet Weatherman he get the TV down.
Yeah, we
Told you,
got
Weatherman can put up a TV and take it down faster than anybody I've ever seen. It's like, damn, he's fast. He's quick. The man is quick. All right, moving right on with the show. Most people that know me have heard that I went to the beach for 2 weeks. Brought a lot of people here down there. I brought, Van, I disappeared. Did you do that as a magic trick?
No. Abracadabra.
Give me a second here.
I wonder if they can continue. I'm back. We went down there and a lot of people, family, team, friends, a lot of people popped up over there. And it was a whole lot of fun. For a 49-year-old on his way to 50, it was amazing. I'm very impressed that I went right back to my college and young days, drinking every day. Very impressive. Probably the most impressive thing that I did there. But one day, a buddy of mine named John Floyd. Do you know who John Floyd is? Do you know who he is?
Yes.
Do you know who he is? Do you? Well, John Floyd is the owner of Old South Properties. You ever heard of Old South?
Of course.
Largest home builder in the state of Tennessee, one of the top 50 builders in the country. He's a good friend of mine. He's a mentor. But he had a house. He lived about 7 miles from. He's got a house he lives in down there. He don't rent it out. Big difference. So he invited us over to dinner. Well, we went over to his house to have a few drinks, then went to dinner in that little Sandestin community. So, of course, I'm looking forward to it. Called me on Friday, and I was really, really looking forward to it. So he also said it's going to be you and John, his wife, my wife, and his buddy Norm. You remember Norm. Norm came in and played ping pong one day with us, weatherman. Just a big shit talker. So, looking forward to it. We go over there. That's the second time we've been to his house. He just built it. We were there in November. We were the first people to actually walk through his house, hang out over there in November. So his house is probably 10, 11,000 square feet. My wife is getting on here. She can tell you about this. His house backs up to the bay. He's got a pool. He's got a yard, a big yard, and he's got a private pier that goes out into the water. He was going to get a boat, but he's got these Sea-Doos. Is that what they're called? Sea-Doos or jet skis, whatever they're called. So he can walk down and go wherever he wants to in the bay. He can actually go around. If he wanted to, he could ride to Panama City. So we're sitting there, me and my wife, we're all taking pictures. I'm doing a little video. I sent Ed a video. But this house is immaculate. I mean, it's a Mac Daddy house. No mortgage on the house. Like John asked him, hey, how much is your mortgage payment? He's like, I don't have a mortgage. I asked him, hey, how much did that rug cost? He's like, that's a dumbass question. I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm going into this story. So the show topic is, how do we word it, Van?
How do you relate to very successful?
How do you operate? How do you relate? How do you act when you get around very, very successful people? Well, I'm not going to say what John Jones or John Floyd's net worth is, but I know pretty much what both of it. I know how much money they make, and I know how much I make. And so we're there. We're having a few drinks. We're having fun. But John Jones, I was telling my wife, I told a few people about this. John Jones don't make near as much money as John Floyd. Not like pocket change compared to John Floyd. John Jones makes a shit ton of money. Well, John Jones was the most confident dude in the place. Like, so I'm sitting there. How am I acting? I told everybody I started acting like Ed. So we go to dinner. And John Floyd flies private down there. John Jones flies on Southwest. So John Jones is so much fun. He's so entertaining. He's so confident at dinner. John Floyd's like, hey, man. And John Floyd and John Jones go way back. So they're like really, really good friends. So Floyd's like, dude, why don't you just have Tommy take your car back to the airport and I'll fly you back on my jet. And I'm sitting there and what do you think I said?
What about me?
What about me? I didn't get invited on the private jet. How did I look? See, I'm not saying this to beat me up. I'm saying this, how do I improve? How do I become more cool in those situations? John Jones didn't want to do that. He just said, no, I'm going to fly back on Southwest. But John Jones was so cool during this night, John Floyd's inviting him on a damn cruise. Dude, we're going on this cruise. It's whatever it was. And guess what I said?
What about me?
Why can't I go? So I was the needy. Are you ever the needy person in your peer group? Are you the needy person in your relationship? Are you the needy person at work? Yesterday, I had to go help my wife do something. Ed called her, texted me 4 times. What were you asking?
It was about the birth thing.
It's about the birth. Could that wait?
Yeah.
He's calling me, and I'm sitting here. Then I got to go to our new house to meet because we're moving some cabinets. How was Ed acting when I was gone yesterday? I felt like he was an infant. Like, damn, I can't even leave this kid. The reason why I'm saying that is because I saw me like that at the dinner table, asking, why can't I go? Why can't we go? Why aren't we invited? How are they looking at me?
Did you actually say that?
Yeah, I said it. I did say it. I said
I
it.
thought it.
Because I'm sitting there thinking, well, they're not going to ask me to go. Why don't I just invite myself? If they really wanted me to go, guess what? They invited me. When I said, well, what about me? Why can't we fly back on the jet? You know what he said?
What?
He didn't even acknowledge it.
Oh my
Nobody said anything. The only person that ever said anything is when Jughead said to me, he's like, hey, on that trip, on that cruise they're going on, it was like a $20,000 cruise. He said, hey, you probably blew your wad on this little vacation right here. Sorry, bud. So I'm chuckling, but John Jones, when I left, this was the biggest takeaway I had of the trip. And there's 2 people I think of when it comes to working people, working a room, and attracting energy, attracting laughter, attracting people that want to spend more time with them. John Jones is one of the best I've ever seen at going around and making people feel good, about bringing an energy. I don't know what to talk about around these people. What do you think I want to talk about when I'm around John Floyd? Money. Because that's what I want to know. What does John Floyd want to talk about?
Vacation.
He wants to have fun.
Yeah.
John Jones was sitting there. He didn't have to talk about money. John Jones talked about just having fun. He was fun. The other person I think about is Adam Wright. Whenever you're around Adam Wright, he lives in Tampa. He's been my best friend since I was 15 years old. When you're around Adam Wright, I don't know what it is he talks about, but whatever he talks about is always cool. It's always funny. What?
He's just cool as a fan.
He's just cool. What'd you think about him, Josh?
Just damn.
What'd you think about him, little Josh?
I don't know.
Well, you should know. Hello, Andre. He's just cool. My biggest takeaway from this trip is I used to be a lot more cool. Now I have focused on things that are uncool. How can you be the cool dude? I know how you don't be the cool dude, not naming anybody's name, but if you're a needy person, you're uncool. If you talk about yourself or if you talk about things you want to talk about, you're probably not a cool dude. If you want to be a cool dude, make other people laugh. Make other people have fun. Make other people enjoy your company instead of you thinking about what you want in the moment. And that's what I was sitting there doing at dinner. Sitting there talking about what I want to talk about. And there was my wife, John's wife, and John Floyd's wife. And I'm sitting there talking about things nobody was interested in. My things were the level of interest that they wanted to talk about was down here. When is Audrey heading down to Florida, tonight or today? He's loading up that damn big-ass school bus and taking the family down there. So how do you become cool? How can you be the cool person? One time I made a post on my Facebook about how I needed better friends. And my buddy John Eldridge, who's a big builder in Nashville, he said something. I mean, it's like, shit, dude, I was just kidding. But he said something that, because I was sitting with these friends at lunch and I was telling them they're shitty friends, just joking. And here's what John Eldridge said. He said, man, in my experiences, if you need better friends, it's because you ain't a good one. Shut us down, Van Grafton!